Ladies and gentlemen, I found him. I want you to meet the baddest motherfucker in town, the Prince.
And that ain't no bullshit. Yes, I've got some good shit to tell you today, brothers and sisters. As I say, we're not gonna bullshit about it. We're gonna tell it just like it is. And remember, boys, there's only two kinds of pussy. Good old big ones and big old good ones.
Right on, right on.
And I would not lie to you. I'm gonna tell you a few stories before I get into the serious act. Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Right on. Go ahead. Tell it.
Listen, that was a girl, you know, oh, she had the biggest pussy you ever seen in your life. And I don't give a fuck how sensuous a man is. He couldn't do nothing with this bitch. Can you dig it? Listen, they got a big dick cat, had dick wrapped all around his waist, throwed it over his shoulder, and then it hung down to his knee to try to fuck this broad with this big pussy. Sure enough, she got in the bed. She said, I heard of you, old Big Dick Sam. Said, come on, see if you can do anything for me. Big Dick Sam got on that pussy and rolled it, baby. He rolled it for about an hour. He said, do you feel anything, baby? She said, no, I don't feel a motherfucking thing, motherfucker. You ain't doing shit. Said, you might as well pull your dick out and crawl on up in there and walk up in it. Sure enough, he crawled up in there and wallowed around about a half hour. Then he crawled out of it and looked at it and said, did you feel anything? She said, motherfucker, get your ass out the door. As he was walking out the door, he said, baby, I lost my ring. Could I go back up there and see, can I find it? She said, yeah, go on back up there and look for your ring. He went up there and wallowed around another 15 minutes, crawled out. She said, did you find your ring? He said, hell, bitch. How in the fuck you think I found a motherfucking ring? And there's a son of a bitch that lost a Volkswagen up there and he can't find it. I ain't lying. Now, I'd like to get on down to the serious business of the shit. Many of the things that I have said may surprise you, brothers. But I don't want you to knock it until you try it. With all the snatching and grabbing, brother, you better climb on board and get your shit together, whatever it is.
Right on, right on.
If it's sucking or fucking, whatever it is, get it together. Be sure that your woman is satisfied. Don't stay out all night long and fuck and then come in and expect your woman to be satisfied with a half a hard-ass motherfucking dick. Baby, if your shit is together, you won't have to worry about who's making your love to your old lady while you out making love. Brothers, I hope you don't feel that I underestimate or challenge your manhood. I feel your shit has always been together. All I want you to do is polish it up and love your woman completely. Totally completely. As I say, and I will stress this again, whatever it takes, if it's sucking, fucking, or whatever it is, to satisfy her, do it. If you don't do it, some other motherfucker across the street will be riding in them drawers. Can you dig it?
I got it in the bag.
But sensuous black man, all sensuous black man, I say to you, if you have a woman that you have to beg to fuck, she gonna come in with all that old I'm tired shit. I don't feel well. Forget that shit, brother.
Right on.
Go out and find you a woman that will fuck you when you want to, how you want to, and as long as you want to. Because after a hard day's work, you've been out there plying that mule all day long, working hard, and you come in and you want to fuck. You don't want to be jiving and bullshit. You want to fuck right then and there because you are the sensuous man, and I ain't lying. Now, speaking of sensuous, I know a lot of you out there, have some things in mind that you would like to, that has been on your mind about really what sensuous really means. Being sensuous mean loving your woman, loving your man, vice versa, if it's a woman or man, completely. Whatever it takes to satisfy them. You are there to satisfy and be satisfied. If any of you have questions that you would like to ask, I will try my best to answer them. I am the Prince. Thank you.
Mr. Prince.
Yes, sir.
Look here. I got a little game myself in this love situation.
Yes, sir.
But every now and then I get me some pimples on my tongue. What should I do about that?
Well, I'll say this. You get pimples on your tongue, you evidently has been eating some bad pussy. Can you dig it?
It's like you better tell the girl to change the dish powder.
Why do a fat man do it? How do a fat man do it? Who gonna let a man weigh 250 pounds crawl up on top of them?
Well, a fat man is not really as destructive to a woman as a thin man is. A thin man can go very deep, and a fat man can lay heavy, but he can only tickle the top. Can you dig it?
All right.
I'll be there, but you'll mash all the air out of you.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes a woman would rather be mashed to death than poked to death. Can you dig it?
Right on. Sure, you got it.
Your question, young man.
Yes, I want to know, can you find pearl tongues under the ocean?
Can you find pearl tongues under the ocean if you are a good diver and go down there? Anybody? Yes.
I want to ask you a question. I am a soul sister.
Yes.
But a lot of these big words that these people use, I just don't understand. Now, I heard you use a big old word there that I don't know nothing about. What is this thing about masturbation?
My dear, a man can do it, or either a woman can do it. I mean, you've had a man all your life and never had to sort of stimulate yourself.
Well, maybe I know what masturbation is, but I don't know in them big old words.
Well,
break it down, brother. Break it down.
That's busting your own nuts, baby.
I know. Oh, you mean beating your own meat?
Well, maybe you're not the type to have meat, so you see that scrub brush that you use in the restroom. You just, in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Just take the end of that and stick it up in there.
And just rub it a little bit.
Can you do it?
Yeah, I got. Oh, I
That's masturbation.
All right.
That's why they don't give the girls bananas in the penitentiary.
Mr. Prince, I have to use a mister. What it is when you have a wrinkly Peter.
A wrinkle.
It's wrinkled and it curves so many ways. How do you get it in there without too much of a problem?
A wrinkled one.
That's how the don't
Potato
Young
chip
man, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you about a wrinkled dick. A wrinkled dick shouldn't be on a young man like you. Why do you want to know about that type? Are you a real man?
You got some young wrinkles out there. You got a whole lot of young wrinkles out there.
Well, madam, could you describe the wrinkled one? What do they call that?
Well, the only thing I can see about a wrinkle, that must be one of them chitlin dicks. That's the kind you got to play with. And you got to beat it to kind of get it together, and it come off halfway. But I tell a young man, if he got a wrinkle dick, the best he can do is pray. So he throw another one.
What I say, I tell any young man with a wrinkled dick to pull all his meat back and skin it back and tie it in a knot and do his thing.
Well, I would rather say cold starch and hang it out the window.
I got a question I want to ask you.
Mr. Prince, you got an old man here. I got a problem. I'd like to know how you put it in double.
Young man, if you are that, if you are an old man, you better learn how to put it in single before that. From the looks of you and your stomach, I don't believe you've even got a single.
My God, when I wrap around my waist, I surprise all the girls.
I have a question I want to ask you.
Yes.
I have a problem. I'm married to this man.
Well,
he's a good man.
Well,
he's a good-looking man.
Well,
and he's a truck driver. He supports my family. But the only problem, I don't want to just mess up and disturb nobody. But I'm really tired, Prince.
Don't cry.
I can't help myself.
Wait a minute.
See, he gets up right away at 5 o'clock in the morning. He makes me get up.
Yeah.
He brings me coffee, but I have to fuck. I have to fuck at 5 o'clock in the morning. And he drives that truck. And when he on his lunch break, he comes back home and he wants to fuck again. And I'm just tired. And when he come home at night, he wants to fuck again. I swear my pussy tired, my ass is soaked. Please tell me what can I do with a long fucking man like that?
You say he is a truck driver.
Yes, that's what he is.
Tell him to go out there and get a couple of them prostitutes and tell him to back up and get that load.
But it's a good dick. It's nice, but I just don't want so much of it. That's my problem. I want to know how to get around not taking so much of it.
How old are you, man?
I didn't get married till I was 40, and I lost my chariot then, and I got a little excited. But has age got anything to do with it?
Oh, yes. At your age, you should be able to take a whole lot of dick and never get married.
She waited 40 years to blitz her cherry. There wasn't no cherry no more. It was a pomegranate.
I'm a young man that likes asshole, you know, and I was informed that the best way to do it is use grease, you know. But I have used grease, Vaseline, and I still got my dick tore up, you know. And I like to know is it another alternative?
Well, it depends on how large your dick is. All asses are small anyway and tight, naturally. There's no such a thing as big assholes.
How do you know this,
I would like to say, though, if you do have a big dick, grease it. Grease her asshole. Take one finger and stick up her pussy. Then take your dick and slowly ease it in after greasing both of them. Do not try to rush it in, and I'm sure you'll have a successful, pleasant asshole sex.
Right on. You ain't gonna get some creamy to me.
Your opinion on how would you get a young lady to give you some head?
How
would you go about it, you know?
How you would go about getting
How would you go about it? I'm asking your opinion of it.
Oh, how would I go about it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say this, young man. In order to get a young lady to give you some head, I think if you give some head, you may be able to get some in return.
I ran into the situation right out. I asked her some, and she told me you got to give something to get something.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying, but why? I mean, I don't want to give none, but
well, if you want it that bad, you'll give it up in order to get something.
Mr. Prince, I've been listening to all these young men, and I'm not no young woman. But what about these, darling? I am trying to tell you this. Why is it that these young men come up with they can't do this, and they like the behind, and they like the pussy, and all that? Where do they get this French tickler bit?
That's
right. They come up talking about, baby, I got a French tickler. What does that mean?
Well, that is a man that's built with one with a wart on the end of it.
Do you know of any sex stimulants that a person can use if he's the type of person that gets his nut too quick, you know?
That's what they call, the other side called premature ejaculation.
Yeah.
That is from coming too quick.
Right.
Now, this problem, a lot of men have this problem, but if he has a good mate, this is in mostly marital practice. A lot of women, sometime if a man has too premature ejaculation, she'll wait for Jody, you know, to come in after you are gone to work. So, baby, you better get yourself together with that too quick coming, you know. So, what I would say is that stop for a while, rest. Yes, when you feel it coming down, say, ooh, baby. Oh, I dig you. You know, you can put some of that bullshit on there. I dig you the most. Hold it just one moment. And then you can't come but one time. You want them one time come?
Say, for instance, you are one of them one time comers.
If you are one of those one time comers, you can make it last. You don't know how to make it last. How old are you?
22.
22. When did you get... How old were you when you got your first piece? How old were you when you got your first piece?
About 11.
11 years old. You've been fucking 11 years. You've been fucking 11 years.
Yeah.
And you're bothered with premature ejaculation now.
That's fucked up, that's all.
You were always bothered with that? Did you jack off when you was a youngster?
No.
You never did?
I was there till I went to jail.
Till you went to jail. You did jack off in jail.
Yeah.
Did you come quick then?
Sure. Before the man came down.
Did you hear this back here? Hey, let Billy speak, y'all. Let Brother Billy speak.
Well, anyway, if you jacked off, I'm sure you could keep from coming as quick. All you have to do is stop for a while. It's the same way with premature ejaculation with a female. If you're fucking her and your nature is coming down, you're about to bust your nut, you just slow up for a while and lay there and make it last. Make the feeling last. Can you dig it? Right on.
Turn them over green.
Well,
I tried that, you know. I tried that shit, you know.
Well, young man, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you one thing. You grease your dick. Grease her ass. You get on it and you tell her. Vaseline. Any kind of Vaseline. You heard of plain Vaseline, huh?
Dixie
You grease your dick and grease her ass and you take it real easy because she ain't got but one ass and you don't want to mess that one up. Can you dig it?
That's the fucking love.
And I would not lie to you.
Well, you know, if the woman who is close built, you know, she may not be
any asshole is built close.
Say what?
I don't care what it's on. And some of these boys, another thing, young man, if it don't fit, don't force it.
Mr. Prince,
Yes, dear.
do you believe in orgies?
Yes, I believe in orgies. A lot of people ask me where do I stand on orgies. I don't stand on them. I lay on them. Can you dig it?
Mr. Prince,
Yes.
I just get so hot and so hot and so hot, and I'm hot now. Could you tell me what could I do to resolve this problem?
Go to my room.